Today's episode of the Conversation Havers podcast is brought to you by Clearwater Pressure Wash. They're a pressure washing company in the League City and Friendswood area, and they are the best in the business in the area. They'll give you an amazing, fair price for their work. They do houses, driveways, sidewalks, curbs, patios, really anything you ask of them. I've seen their videos on Instagram. The before and after is really amazing. It can really just revitalize the way your home or your patio looks. You can find them on Instagram and Facebook at Clearwater Pressure Wash, or you can email jesusv32@gmail.com and get in contact with them that way. I highly recommend them, and they're the official sponsor of the Conversation Havers podcast. What's up, everybody? Welcome to yet another episode of the Conversation Havers podcast. My name is Collin.
And I'm Trey, and there's no one else here.
Yep, absolutely
It's
nobody.
just me and Collin this time. No one here.
Yep.
That's a big JK.
JK
Just kidding. Just
it's
kidding.
in meeting Jake.
Yeah.
Me.
Oh, shit.
So, Jake Rhone is back on the podcast with us.
Returning from the Game of Thrones, the first Game of Thrones episode.
Yeah, and so we didn't get you on the second. We got like a statement, but
Yeah.
I'd love to hear some more in-depth thought. Just like, what are your thoughts on it overall now that you've had some time to like stew on it for like a month?
It still sucks, dude.
It still sucks.
Damn. Just 100% no goodness. You don't see anything good in the ending?
I mean, it's a bittersweet ending. It's not the worst thing that I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not even the ending that made it bad. It's just the whole season itself.
Damn.
It's just devoid of logic. Everything's a
So
contradictory
what
statement.
is devoid of logic?
Okay, how about, let's see here.
Because for me, I think it was very rushed. I think it should have been a 10-episode season, but also there were no choices that I thought were straight up illogical. It was just rushed for me.
Well, what I mean by illogical is I mean characters doing the absolute opposites of what they would be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like Varys.
What about
straight
Varys?
up coming in like, listen, we're doing treason right now. And in the very first episode, he's like, dude, I'm not doing treason. I'm going to turn you in if you do this.
I think Varys has always been the guy to act in the interest of the people. And so I think in his eyes, I think that's what he was doing. He was trying to like act in the interest of the people. I think that's always kind of been a big thing with him. And maybe there is some character development in there to why. I mean, I haven't seen that first season you talk about in a while, but like, I think he's always been the one to act in the interest of the people. So
I think whenever they were killing him, like whenever the dragon set him on fire, I feel like the sound effect that they played was kind of, they didn't really need to put that in there because like the fire starts and then you just hear bruh, and I was like, why would you put that in there? That's a very odd choice. Was that was the second to last episode? Like, kind of deflated that scene's. All right, yeah, that was. I'm sorry, I always gotta just say bullshit.
But then you got all the loopholes in it. Like in the battle, you see all the Dothraki die except for like 5, and at the very end, there's like 50 of them running through the city.
yeah, and I've actually heard that the guy that directed that episode, he said that like he wanted to kill all the Dothraki right off the bat and Jorah, but that the creators,
Racist.
the creators wouldn't let him, and that like he had to keep a lot of them alive.
And the same thing with the Unsullied. At the end, all you see is Little Worm and like maybe 3 or 4 other Unsullied. And then towards the end, they have these huge-ass boats just full of Unsullied.
Yeah, with Grey Worm just like loading up on the boat, just like
Maybe they recruited some new people.
So they went to Slaver's Bay and bought more.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, maybe that's not entirely out of the question, but yeah.
I don't think it fits the time frame. I was just making shit up again. I have not contributed anything of of value so far.
And then there's more too. Like when Tyrion's talking to Cersei before the battle. Why didn't she kill him? She's hated him since the first episode of the whole series. Mm-hmm. Always trying to get rid of him.
Yeah. I will say how Jaime died will forever piss me off.
Yeah.
Like, that was the one thing that I was outright pissed about when it came to the end of the series.
And another thing that's ridiculous about it is when Tyrion is going in there and he finds him. Mm-hmm. It was like 10 feet to the right, and there was no rubble or anything. They could have just moved 10 feet, and they would have lived.
Yeah, no, like when you see them dying at the end of episode 5,
it looks like the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing is collapsing, and then you come in there and there's just like a little bit of rubble. And, mm-hmm. I mean, it's enough to kill a man, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, they could have moved like 10 feet to the right, and they would have been fine.
Yeah, but like I've been saying, just from my perspective, it's like, yeah, it wasn't perfect, but like, I just purposefully kind of, like, because I enjoyed the season, and it was like, I kind of purposefully was like, I'm not going to go any deeper, I'm not going to look any deeper, because I thought all the character endings made sense. Like, I mean, I feel like it was too good to be true that Jon was going to be on the throne. If that happened, I feel like a lot of people would have been like, oh, they were fucking... or like that was like
super predictable.
Yeah, but like I like that Arya is just like, yeah, I'm just gonna be an explorer, and Bran's like, yeah, I'm gonna go sit.
I was pissed about Bran on the Iron Throne or not the Iron Throne, but Bran is king at first. But then it grew on me.
As soon as Tyrion said like, who has a better story than Bran, I was like, what? What? Like.
I mean, in Tyrion and Bran's defense, I don't think Tyrion fully knows everyone else's story. But he sat down with Bran in episode 2, and Bran told him everything. So, like, Tyrion's just like, whoa, this is some crazy shit, man. But, like, he doesn't know that Arya's been, like, stealing people's faces. And he doesn't know that, like, he probably doesn't know the extent of what Jon has been through.
Yeah.
So I feel like, yeah, Bran probably doesn't have the best story, but in Tyrion's eyes, he's probably like, holy fucking shit, like, this dude was beyond the wall, like, and talking to a dude in a tree.
Yeah, and he knows
and got magic powers.
Yeah, he knows he has magic powers, and it's like, I don't know, that's a good thing for a king to have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because, like, he could just, like, fly a crow and then just, like, tell his military the positions of every type of invading force, be like, oh, yeah, this is exactly where they're coming from, all that.
I also really liked, I mean, I've said this in the last episode, we talked about it, but I really liked when the whole new, like, kingdom, like, really set good with me was seeing, like, Bronn and Brienne and Tyrion and Samwell, like, in Davos, all, like, arguing or whatever.
Yeah, just they're the new council and all that. Yeah. Like I said, do y'all think life for them gets any interest? Or, like, I mean, shit happens, but it's like nothing ever even close to...
Yeah, nothing like
what
that's
the fuck
ever
just
gonna happen.
happened. Like, they're like, damn, our lives are on... Like, I mean, things are good now, but it's like, in terms of, like, excitement, it's a downhill. Like...
I could say Davos probably doesn't give a shit. Like, Davos is like, I'm finally just like...
I'm a schmuck now. Shut up.
He's like, I miss that little girl.
Davos has just been through so much shit at this point. He's like, fucking finally. Like,
who do you
think... just sit down and talk about ships.
Who do you think got it the worst out of, like, everyone?
Everyone...
Still alive? And people that
just, like, everyone who was in the show... Who do you think got it the worst?
Probably
Theon. Well, Theon's up there.
Here's the thing: is that he shows himself to be a pretty big piece of shit in the end, but
he redeems himself.
Stannis, like, near the end of his life, he shows that he's a piece of shit, but, like, he was the rightful heir if you're going by Robert's line. And, like, literally, he's just, like, kind of the butt of all jokes during the War of Five Kings, besides, like, Balon Greyjoy.
Yeah.
But, like, he's kind of, like, the forgotten one, because Renly has the support of, like, the Reach and stuff like... Or not Highgarden.
Yeah.
Like, Renly has the most support out of anybody else. Joffrey's got the throne. Robb Stark, he's got the North. Balon Greyjoy's off doing whatever the fuck he does. But, like... I don't know. You feel like Stannis kind of gets hoed over because even like Robb Stark is like, nah, Stannis, like, I don't care about this guy. And he's the rightful heir, according to Robert's line.
Mm-hmm. But that's why they set up a democracy in the last episode.
They set up a republic, if you really want to get technical with it.
Yeah,
there's officials.
Banana tomato. What's the difference?
It's the officials select the king, not the people. Which is, I mean, technically what we do because the Electoral College selects the president. So it's kind of a republic, a monarchical republic, whatever the fuck. I don't care. But like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Hodor got it the worst.
This is true.
I mean, but he died pretty quick.
He has a demonic stroke at the age of like 15.
Yeah, Bran from the future.
Because Bran can't stay in his
He doesn't
lane.
get to live a normal life at all. So yeah, I guess that's true.
What was he? He like milked some cows and was walking back, and then just had he's got possessed.
No, he was. Ned Stark and Benjen Stark were like using him as like a fighting partner or whatever, and then Hodor's mom was like, "No, Hodor, you don't do that," or whatever his name is before he's Hodor. He's like, "Don't do that, don't play with them," and like he starts leaving, and then he just has like a fucking stroke. He's like, Hodor.
He's fucking... I do not remember him sparring with Benjen.
Yeah, I don't remember him sparring either.
He was sparring... I'm pretty sure he was... Yeah,
like,
but
don't
they
they
all
have, like,
were.
soldiers they could spar with?
No, Benjen was a child too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
They were all children. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen the episode, but I'm pretty sure, like, they were like, "Oh, look at him. They say he's got giant's blood. Like, come over here and fight with us." And then his mom was like, come back here, Hodor. Come back here, Hodor, you piece
of sack of mayonnaise.
Hodor did get it pretty bad because he, like I said, he has a demonic stroke, and then he has to carry Bran around for, like, 5 years and then dies.
Yeah, and then half the time he's getting controlled by Bran anyway.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, there's so many people in the show that had terrible lives that it's kind of like...
oh, no. Know who had it the worst?
Who?
Sir Loras.
Sir Loras, what?
Is that the gay dude?
Yeah.
He was gay, and so he got, like, captured by the what are they called?
Dude?
Yeah, the High Sparrow.
Yeah.
He gets captured by the High Sparrow and imprisoned for being gay, and then gets blown up.
Bro, during Pride Month, what the fuck? That's fucked up.
But
that's
like,
super fucked up.
A lot of people get it bad.
Yeah.
I would say the Sand Snakes lady, but I've never given a shit about her in the first place.
Yeah, I agree.
Although, you were saying, like, a lot of people think the Dorne storyline with Bronn and Jaime is bad. I love that storyline.
I don't even remember most of it. I just remember that they go undercover but get caught immediately. They like dress in Dornish shit and then immediately get
They're
in
like,
fight.
"Hey, you're white people. This is like Arabia, basically. Like, what the hell do you think you're doing?"
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's way too many people that had shitty shit happen to them.
Myrcella.
But that, like, I mean...
Shireen had it bad, too. Stannis' daughter.
Oh, yeah, no.
I mean,
like
but
I
that's
said,
like
so
one.
many
But that's
people.
like, I mean, she had the dragon face, and she was like sitting in there. But like, at least she wasn't being tortured, or like, I just don't even think she comes close to the top spot.
Like Theon.
Yeah, I think Theon has probably the worst.
I mean, he did some shitty things, but like, he got his dick chopped off, and his dad refused to rescue him.
That you
like,
adopt a persona.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, he got like brainwashed pretty much. Like,
I'm Reek.
Yeah, pretty much. I really wish he would have done something different when fighting the Night King, because he just ran at him. That was the most predictable. It's like,
well, Theon's not really a great fighter.
He was taking on, like, he killed a lot of White Walkers.
I get that, but you see this guy who fights like God, and you're like, what am I gonna do? He's no Arya Stark. He's just like, oh, maybe I'll get him. Like,
I don't fucking know. Yeah, you're pretty much fucked in that situation. I don't know.
I mean, unless you're Arya and you like perfectly execute the knife drop, then you're pretty screwed.
I wanted to see him go in a different way, like just getting surrounded by a bunch of whites and just fighting, like a last stand.
Mm-hmm.
Not just running and getting stabbed instantly and dying.
So, like, what do you think the Night King was gonna do to Bran if Arya didn't show up?
Just gonna murder him.
That's what I'm thinking, because he's
But
the
like,
biggest
why?
threat.
I guess, but why? I mean, it's probably for dramatic effect. But like, he really did like stare at him, and he's had a very like particular eye on him. It's like, do you think he would have transformed him maybe into a?
No,
I'm thinking he was just gonna kill him because
probably just savoring the moment
Ha! I got you.
for dramatic
I'm going to
effect.
stand here for 2 more minutes and just look at you.
If he could talk, he would start monologuing. Like,
That'd be, it'd be awesome as if he's like sitting there and he's like up to Bran, and it's like super intense, and then you just hear he like opens his mouth and he's like, "So finally, I have you within my clutches," and it's like, yeah.
I do love
To
that.
die.
I do love that shit-eating grin he gets when they try to burn him with the dragon, and he's just sitting there like looking like an absolute moron. He's just like,
You fool!
"You thought you could vanquish me."
Shit, but y'all watched anything new? Or I mean, me and Collin saw X-Men, but we already talked about that.
I've been watching the new season of Black Mirror.
Okay.
Let's see. The 3 episodes.
Yeah, I mean,
There's only one good episode. I didn't like the other 2.
which one did you like? You like
Striking Viper's axe, kid.
I'm gonna have sex with my homies over a video
It's
game.
not gay though.
It's not gay because he's a chick in the video game.
Huh.
You haven't seen
It's
it.
I
it's
haven't.
interesting.
I haven't seen
It's
that.
interesting.
Striking
It pushes.
Viper X. Fuck your homies.
It pushes the boundaries of no homo.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
The next one about that dude.
The social media one with Topher
Yeah.
Grace.
That one was okay, not too good. I
Yeah.
actually haven't seen the last one with Miley Cyrus. I haven't seen that one yet.
That one is the most like existentially horrifying.
Oh, really?
You wouldn't want me to spoil it, or do you care?
Bro, I don't want you to spoil it.
Are you gonna watch it?
Probably not.
Yeah, I probably won't watch it either. So you go
Yeah.
ahead.
So like, basically, she's like
Spoilers for this episode.
Yeah, so basically she's a famous pop star, and her aunt is like super fucking controlling over her, right? And this important small detail, she sold these like dolls basically that have like her personality in them, so to sell to like her fans, so her fans could befriend her personality.
Is this like a futuristic technology AI?
It's
type
only like
thing?
5 years in. It looks like it's only like 5 years in the future, but like
I mean, I'm
how
talking
it's
about in the
portrayed.
show. It's like an AI.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like an AI type deal.
Okay.
If you've watched Black Mirror, it plays off these things called cookies a lot.
Okay.
Or cookies? Is that what they're called? The simulated consciousnesses. It doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure they're called cookies. Anyways, so basically she sells like these little things with like her consciousness in quotes, obviously, but to all of her fans so that they can be friends with the real Ashley O, because that's her name. But what happens is she basically refuses to stop or to make any more new music. Like, she's super depressed, and her aunt and her manager is trying to like pump her full of pills and shit like that, so she'll just like record.
Yeah.
And eventually her aunt makes her like OD on these pills, and she goes into a chemical coma. But you find out later her aunt's like actually inducing it, and they're using her subconscious to like extract songs. Basically,
What
like
the
these,
fuck?
yeah, no, it's weird. They're using her subconsciousness to like extract these like song ideas and stuff like that, and they're using her recordings that she did for the little robot doll things to make her sing the songs. So they're basically like keep making her like pump out new music consistently, even though she's like in a coma.
How is Miley's performance in this?
I mean, it's not bad.
Okay.
I haven't really seen Miley Cyrus act before, besides like Hannah Montana, so I don't really know if she's actually got like any sort of serious acting chops. But like,
dang
it's not
giblets or whatever. Dang giblets. Is that what they say?
But yeah, what ends up happening is like you find out like she's being forced in this coma, and like there's like this horrifying moment where like this guy is like trying to put like the chemicals back into her so she'll go back into the coma, and she's like flipping out. She's like attached to this table where she can't move basically, and it's pretty horrifying to watch. And their plan is basically they're gonna kill her as soon as like they can get these papers signed saying that she can be legally killed because she's been in a coma for so long.
Jesus Christ.
It's like, it is insane. And like the existential like horror and dread that you feel, like just like trying to sympathize with that situation, is pretty insane.
I remember watching this movie as a kid. I don't remember what it was, but I just remember being very disturbed by it, where like this girl, she is in a hospital bed, and I think I don't know why, but she can't move.
Kill Bill?
No, but she like
that's awful.
No, she like bites her tongue.
Kill Bill?
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure this is Kill Bill.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh shit. All right. Well, I
where
just
she's
remember
like, wiggle your big toe, like, and she's like just trying to like.
I don't remember that. I was very very young.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're describing Kill Bill.
But yeah, the bitch bites her tongue, and I was like, ow.
Oh no, you're thinking of that boxing movie, right?
I'm not sure.
That woman's
she has like dark hair, so it's not the bride.
It's a $1 Million Baby or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
it's not that chick that's
because
boxing.
It looks very very different from Kill Bill. So like in my memories, I was like,
I think it's called $1 Million Baby, and it's about this
with Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, he directed it. He directed $1 Million Baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, she bites her tongue.
Yeah, because she was in a boxing match, and her opponent kind of pushed her down at the end of a round. She broke her neck.
Oh, wow.
On like the little stool in the corner. And
what a meanie.
Yeah, some Russian chick, I think. And yeah, no, she's just been hospitalized and she can't move, so she bites her tongue off trying to kill herself.
Would that? I mean, I guess you bleed out.
Yeah.
That's lit.
Yeah, that is horrifying.
But yeah, I just remember watching that as a kid, and I was like, I don't feel good.
I don't want to bite my tongue.
Yeah, no, that did kind of. I was like, what if I fucking bite my tongue really hard? Like,
is there? I actually haven't seen it. Is there like a happy ending?
I don't remember. I only remember that part of the movie.
Oh, you want to know an absolutely fucking horrifying movie?
Toxic Avenger?
No. You ever heard of Johnny Got His Gun?
I've heard.
It's the movie that the song "One" by Metallica is based off of. It's got no one of any relevance except
Lars. Don't come after me.
No one of any relevance except for Donald Sutherland is in it.
I don't even know who that is.
He President Snow from the Hunger Games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he plays Jesus. It's
okay, interesting.
But no, it's about this guy, and he's a World War II soldier, I believe, and basically a mortar hits him, and he gets all 4 of his limbs blown off. He gets like his eye, he's blinded, he's made deaf, like he can't like.
So he's a nugget.
He's literally just like a human nugget, and it's like if you've heard the song "One," like they're just describing the state he's in, and like
I can't see anything.
Yeah.
And my ears are also fucked up.
But
I don't have any arms or legs. It makes me sad.
But no, it's about it's him in this struggle, and he's like, I can't tell if I'm dreaming or if I'm awake because he's just like constantly.
Am I fucking dead?
He's like constantly like lost in his mind, and basically like the only
Does he still have his wiener?
He that's actually a plot point. So
No.
his only like solace is that like he has this like there's a nurse that has kind of realized
Jerk him off.
Bro.
No, that happens. That happens. I'm not kidding.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. What a nice
nurse,
lady.
dude.
That's a nice lady.
Because everyone
right
thinks he's just like completely comatose and
Wait,
like
are we talking just hand job?
yeah.
She could have gone the extra mile.
Yeah, that's like a C. That's a C plus for her. C plus for her.
That's. I feel bad.
That's a veteran.
Is this based off a real story?
Oh no, it's not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's
I
based
don't
off
think any
of a-
nurse would be like, oh, poor
It's based
man.
off of a book by I think by Truman Capote.
Oh,
Um,
that dude.
That
yeah.
sounds Italian.
No, I know about the movie where.
He's portrayed by Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a
that's how I know.
communist, and so he got like
Oh, for real? For real?
yeah.
Damn.
So
Sounds
got,
like he could write
kicked out
one
of
hell
the
of a
United
book,
States.
though.
But yeah, it's like an anti-war book, and basically like his only solace is like this nurse who's like nice to him, and finally he
Real nice.
he's very nice to him. Yeah, finally he figures out he can communicate with people using Morse code, so he just starts banging his head against. No, he starts banging his head against his pillow. He starts banging his head against his pillow as fast as he can, and he's like. And they're just like, oh my god, we can communicate with him. And they're like, what do you want to tell us? And he's just like, kill me.
For real,
That's
though.
all he's saying. And then like his nurse cuts his feeding tube, and he's like, yes, I'm finally dying.
Fuck yeah.
And then like the CIA storms in and like makes him stay alive. And
Why?
The movie, yeah, the movie.
We need
'cause
him alive.
he's like valuable scientific information, and so they just like
First human nugget.
What's it
they,
like?
They make him stay alive, and the movie just ends with him like, "Why can't I die?"
And then whenever
That's it.
And then whenever the credits are rolling and the song starts, it's at least I still have my dick.
But
I
yeah,
got beat off that one time. That was cool.
that's it's the most like depressing and existentially horrifying movie.
Sounds
I've
like
ever
a
seen.
comedy to me. Sounds hilarious. Sounds like I'd be going ah, the whole time. I'll drink to that.
Drink water.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that
I'm not gonna lie. I haven't seen
it's
this
a good
movie, but I'm gonna
I
give
don't
it like
it.
what?
Said it's a good movie, but I don't like it. If that makes sense, it's actually a very
Yeah.
well-made movie.
I think the movie, like, just from me hearing it, it sounds like a 2 out of 10. If she would have at least given some mouth action,
Might have been a 6.
might have been a 6.
Great to know where you value your movies from, Trey.
I'm just saying, like, she could have, I don't know,
So,
really, I don't know.
The
it's
the
better
actor
than
should have
nothing.
went all in. Dude.
It's better than nothing.
I mean, the guy is a human nugget.
All the better reason to slap him up.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, can we talk about something else, please?
What have y'all been doing? Just working?
Jake,
Yeah, pretty much. I've just been working, saving up for the next semester of school.
you gonna go to school?
Nerd.
What a nerd.
Dude, I want to drop out, but I'm more than halfway there, so I gotta finish, you know?
Yeah, might as well.
No. That's been like my big struggle is I'm like, man, I want to go to school, and then I'm like, man, I don't want to pay for school.
Mm-hmm. You should just start doing real estate.
I'm gonna
Arnold. I learned this last night. Arnold Schwarzenegger was a millionaire before he even started acting, just through real estate.
Yeah.
I think
He
it's
also
also
started as a
because
porn
he
star,
was.
do you know that?
Oh hell yeah, dog!
Can we
Arnold's,
get
like
one of the-
greatest human
That's
beings
something I wanna
of
see,
all
dude.
time?
I was about to say I want to see evidence of this. I don't know if I want to watch the whole video, but like I want to see evidence of this.
Yes.
Stroke it.
Jesus.
But no, like I'm pretty sure he was famous for being a bodybuilder.
Yeah,
first.
and
Yeah,
but
yeah,
then he
yeah.
got into real estate, made
And then
bank off that,
acted.
and then he said, "Fuck it, I will become an actor."
Arnold's life is so insane. He was
That's
just
not-
like,
he's
I'm in
the
the
best.
Swiss military, then I'm gonna move to America. Now I'm a bodybuilder.
Didn't he just leave the military?
Yeah,
like
basically.
he just
Well,
left.
what he did is there was a bodybuilding competition going on in like the next city over, So he snuck out of base, which you're not allowed to do, to go do this bodybuilding competition. He ended up winning. And on his way back, they found out that he ran away.
Mm-hmm.
And they were going to, charge him with, I guess, treason or whatever is equivalent to that. And then they found out he won. And it was, a huge publicity thing for the Swiss Army. And they were like, dude, we'll pay you to go to California to do the Mr. Olympia. And he was like, okay.
Hey,
but after that, he became a bodybuilder. Apparently, did a brief stint as a porn star. Mm-hmm. Then started doing movies because of that. Got so successful from movies, he was just like, "Fuck it, make me governor of California." And everyone was like, "Sure."
In between all that, he did real estate and made millions. So yeah, Arnold's kind of one of the greatest human beings of all time.
He's one of those transcendental. God, I'm sorry.
Arnold for Pope.
He's one of those
Arnold for Pope. That's amazing.
He's one of those transcendent people that he's all over the place.
He's the fucking best. I love him. Yeah. Him and Nick Cage are literally my two favorite actors. Seriously.
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
Said, Riley, I really need to read that. He said, please keep that African American child deciphering that code. We need to steal the Declaration of Independence.
What's that one movie he's in? Is it called Speed? Where they steal all those cars?
Speed? What? I'm pretty sure Speed's with Keanu.
Yeah.
And it's about a bus with a bomb on it.
Or is it Gone? Yeah, that's right. Is it Gone in 60 Seconds or Less?
I'm pretty sure he was in that. Oh yeah, no, there's a part in the movie where it's he plays I Can Feel It Coming in the Air Tonight by Phil.
Man, turn those dogs off.
Yeah.
You want to pause the podcast and go slap a dog real quick? No.
Play-Doh!
Oh shit! You should. Did you mute your mic for that?
No. It'll just be really loud while I'm editing. Anyways.
He's an authoritative man.
Hey, well, it stopped.
Yeah, back to it.
But yeah, he gets amped the fuck up to that song in that movie.
That's great.
Cool. Nick Cage is the best.
He's like a coke addict in that movie, though. It's weird. The
yeah.
way he was... Is that line, and he's sitting there and he goes, "Let's ride."
There's the other one where he's a cop in Louisiana and he's also addicted to crack. And
what about Ghost Rider? I've heard Ghost Rider is actually both of them are actually pretty good movies.
The second one's funny, dude.
The second one's
he's on the back of a pickup truck. It's pissing fire.
It's made by the guys who did Crank. So, it's very action-packed, but the first one's very generic. It's a early 2000s.
I've heard from people that haven't seen it, I've heard that it's awful, and from people that have seen it, I've heard that it's actually pretty good. I've never seen them.
If you're bored, watch it, man. You got nothing to lose.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm bored, I usually just rewatch the same thing I've already watched 5 times.
You shouldn't do that.
I know.
JK, I can't blame you. I do that shit. But whatchamacallit, a movie that we need to watch soon is Hercules in New York. That's Arnold's first non-pornographic film. And I've only seen a brief clip of it. I've only seen a brief clip, but it sounds it looks amazing.
Really?
Yeah, it's a good movie. Dude.
He's Hercules, but it's just Arnold, and he's in jeans and a t-shirt.
And he's in New York.
Yeah, and he's walking around telling people he's Hercules.
Yeah. he's brought from the past into the future.
He's like, you have to believe me, I'm Hercules.
And he's just going around New York, and there's a Hercules billboard for the Broadway, and he's like, "Hercules? That's not Hercules. I'm Hercules." And he's going around. He's like, "I'm Hercules."
Is there any other point to this movie?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
No, that's the only part.
I think he's just trying to get someone to understand that he's Hercules.
That's the best. They should have cast him as Thor.
Cast him as Thanos.
Cast him as fucking anything.
Josh.
Make him Iron Man.
Hey,
could you imagine Arnold as Thanos?
Thor is in the public domain, so it's possible. They can do that.
You can't make him Marvel Thor, though.
I mean, yeah, but you can still make him Thor.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you could have knockoff superhero characters that are derivative of
Steel Man.
Be like
Captain
Shield.
USA.
Yeah, I was about to say United States soldier man. I don't fucking know. But yeah,
Big green muscle guy.
It's a green. Oh shit! You can't say Green Goblin.
green. I thought you were gonna say
Green Orc.
I thought you were gonna say Green Goliath.
Oh, that's a good one.
Ooh. Are we just coming up with knockoff Avengers now? Instead of Black Widow, it's Brown Recluse.
Ooh, okay. Hawkeye is Condor. Yeah, just fucking Condor.
Buzzard.
Buzzard. Doctor Strange is
Doctor Weird.
How about
Doctor Slightly Abnormal.
not something other than doctor. How about like
Professor.
PhD.
Professor Abnormal PhD.
Professor Abnormal. I like that. I like that. But shit.
Yeah.
He ain't even a real fucking doctor. I mean, he is, but like...
Yeah, I was about to say, that's kind of like his whole thing.
But like, he's a
started off-
surgeon. He's not a doctor.
Like, Doctor Strange isn't even like a weird superhero name he gave himself. That's just like, he's like, I am Doctor Strange. Like, even as a superhero, that's like...
It just
how he
so happens to
introduces
be a
himself.
cool superhero name.
Yeah, it does. But that is his actual, like, professional name.
Have y'all played any new games recently?
No. I have been in the middle of BFE.
What's that?
Well, I've heard it before. It stands for Buttfuck Nowhere, but I don't know where the E comes from. But yeah, I said Buttfuck Nowhere in a conversation with my parents, and they were like, Collin, you shouldn't use that. Just say BFE. And I was like, okay.
What?
Anyway,
Where does the E come?
Buttfuck everywhere.
Yeah, Buttfuck.
Elsewhere, man.
Buttfuck eternally. Forever buttfuck.
Yeah, I've been in Marble Falls. The newest video game I've been playing is I downloaded Tetris on my phone.
That's lit.
pretty
Tetris
lit.
is
The
a
new
fucking classic.
Tetris, the newest one.
No, not
Is that
99.
Tetris 99? Oh, that's the Battle Royale Tetris. Is that
Is
on the
it?
phone? Yeah, they made a Battle Royale Tetris. So you just keep playing until you're the last one left. But there's probably
that's
some
pretty cool.
fucking
I'm playing the
gods
one
out
that
there.
came out in like 2017, 2018 for the iPhone.
Brick Breaker is probably my favorite like cell phone game of all time.
What is that? What is
Brick. It's the one you have the little. It's kind of like Pong, but it's vertical,
okay, yeah,
and
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
got all the different blocks up there.
Got
You gotta
it.
break them, and they're bricks.
Yeah, you
so
break
it's
them.
called Brick Breaker.
Yeah,
Bro, what happened to like really good games that used to get developed for like iPhone? Like Fruit Ninja was like,
Ninja was pretty basic.
yeah, but it was
Yeah.
good. I feel like people used to put a lot of like invest a lot in making good iPhone games.
Or do
Now
you
it's-
think you were just young and played those games?
No, if
No, I kind of agree, but it's
Like,
the reason
now
they
it's
don't make
just
any
like-
money. That's the thing.
yeah. Well, I mean, Angry Birds is working on a second movie now. Angry Birds
What
makes a
in the
lot
fuck?
of movie.
God,
There's an Angry Birds movie.
Angry Birds is a fun game though. I've
I love Angry
downloaded
Birds.
2 separate times, like 5 times or 5 years after the game originally came out. But like Angry Birds 2 is actually really fun because there's like 500 levels and you can just keep
Yeah.
going. It's pretty cool.
No, you ever played Bad Piggies?
No,
It's like you're the pigs from Angry Birds,
fuck them.
and you're just trying to find ways to like keep the Angry Birds eggs.
Is it a variation of the Angry Birds formula?
I think it's
It's like you're building all of these like vehicles and designs to try and
okay.
get away and escape.
Okay.
It's actually really fun.
It's kind of like Banjo and Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
Banjo Kazooie and Smash.
Yeah. I don't know why
I-
people freaked out about that. I know
Yeah,
you
I
said
don't
that, but like,
I mean,
people were literally losing their fucking minds, and it's like,
I'd rather play another Viva Pinata game than a Banjo Kazooie game.
what's Viva Pinata?
You've
it
never
was a
played Viva
Saturday- It was a
Pinata?
Saturday morning cartoon, and
no, it was a game before that.
it was a game first.
Yeah, it was a game
Oh,
first.
I remember watching the show, and then I knew there was an Xbox game, but I never
What is
played it.
Viva Pinata? Somebody please explain
It's
this.
like a gardening game, but then there's a bunch of animals that are pinatas, and you're just trying to make them and have a giant like pinata.
You get them to
farm.
fuck. You
Yeah,
get them to
pretty much.
reproduce, pretty much.
And then you gotta play like a mini game in order for like the
You're
insemination to go through.
Yeah, you're building a pinata society.
And then you get to kill them for candy.
No, it needs to come back. Zoo Tycoon needs to come back.
I'm pretty sure.
Is it still around?
I don't think I've ever
you
played
can,
Zoo
You
Tycoon.
can play it. You just make a zoo.
No, it's so
It's a
much
lot
more
like-
fun than that.
I like City Skylines. That's a fun game.
What's that?
You legit just build these giant mega cities. You have this huge map, and like you start in one area, build up your city, get a bunch of money. There's like schools and stuff that you can build, and then once you get enough money, you can buy another tile to your right, or like across the map. And essentially, you're just building city by city in your own country.
What was that game that maybe all three of us played it, where you would build like we had it on our
You didn't mute your
iPads. In what?
You didn't mute your mic, bro.
Yeah, how dare you? That's
I'm
so
sorry.
inconsiderate.
You
I
said-
coughed into my shirt.
That's the second time. Alright, I'm joking.
Anyways,
Keep going.
what was that game that we used to play where it was like you'd build like this entire city and you'd like breed these little people to make, you know what I'm talking about? Like
Not-
you'd make like a fisherman and a businessman. We played it, I think, on our iPads at Victory Lakes.
Jeez.
I think I know what you mean. It's,
Yeah.
it's like a city floating in space.
Yeah, and it's made out of like, it's super pixely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like, it's getting closer. It's like
And
it's like
and
the
you
memory
go,
is
you
like.
go to like a gene lab and you like have genes
Yeah,
that you split.
you gene
Oh,
splice.
okay.
I don't know the name of it, but I know what you're talking
I
about.
don't remember the name, but same.
I just remember playing that all the time. That and Whale Trail, and then Jake.
Robot Unicorn.
Robot Unicorn Attack. Jake got my freaking iPad disabled, and they couldn't get it back, so they had to reset it to factory default.
And you
like,
lost all your
I
progress.
lost all of my progress on everything. I was so pissed off.
Speaking
Because
of
during theater, he would just steal my iPad and just like press 1 over and over again to reset it, and then finally it goes to open your iPad. You need to plug it into a computer, and I plug it into a computer, and it'd be like, to access your
Fuck
iPad,
you.
you need to unlock it. And it'd be like, what the hell? And they were just like, they were just like, we can reset it to factory default. That's all we can do. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah, no. I recently I downloaded the Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2, so it's like all the classic Mega Man games. And
Yeah.
speaking of fucking losing progress, I like beat like 4 different bosses and shit like that, and I didn't save.
No.
So I had to do
Yeah,
all
that's the
that.
good thing about new games is you don't always have to worry about saving.
No, and then I did it again today. Except the boss,
Okay.
like, it was the first boss of the game, and, like, in Mega Man, whenever you kill the first boss, you get their weapon, and then there's another boss that's weak to that. But, like, if you're trying to fight a boss with just your, like, pea shooter weapon that you get at the beginning of the game, it's
Yeah.
very hard. And the only way I could do it is because I randomly got an E-Tank, which, like, refills all your health. And that's the only reason I beat it the first time. But I found out a cheat, so I put the password in, and now I have 9 E-Tanks.
Now
So,
I
yeah.
can't die.
Now I can't fucking
Now
die.
I am God.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now I can win.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, newer games really have spoiled me. Like, playing these, they're a lot
Autosave.
harder.
Yeah, they are a lot
They're
harder.
fucking hard. But it's fun.
And
I enjoy
half of it, the reason they're hard is because the controls are just janky as hell.
Not really. It's like
Really?
Mega Man in particular. Like
Yeah, they're just
It's
hard
really
games.
solid. The controls. Yeah.
That's how it is for me when I play old games. It's always just like I can never get the controls down all the way.
There's just parts where you have to be very quick. Like if you get caught in one little area, if you don't move fast enough, like
Just die.
the enemies will just keep coming, and you have to keep trying to destroy them and get back to the thing. But like there's one where like there's disappearing blocks, and you have to hop on one and then jump, and then the other one will appear as the one that you were standing on disappears, and then there's 3 enemies coming at you from 2 different directions, so you're having to blast them while trying to get on, but there's just enough space to where, and if they hit you, you get knocked back and you might fall into a bottomless pit. And
It's a little intense.
it is, but once you get past it, you're just like, suck my fucking dick, game. But yeah, it's pretty fun.
They can't beat me with my cheat codes.
Yeah. And whenever you lose all your lives, you have to start the level all the way over again.
Yeah.
So that's always fun. But yeah. I know, like, what about you? Have you been playing any new games?
New games, not so much.
Or new to you. It doesn't have to be, like, new. Or maybe.
I've been playing there is a new game I've been playing. It's called Headliner Nova News. Navi News.
Okay.
It's like a side scroller game. And you play as a headliner for a news company and like in this kind of fantasy futuristic world.
Yeah.
And all you do is you're given these news articles that from different writers, and you're only allowed to approve a certain amount.
Okay.
And the ones that you approve start impacting the city and the events that are starting to happen.
Yeah.
So you learn how corrupt news corporations
Pretty much,
can
dude. Like you can just sit there, like
decide
the president,
the fate of a city.
yeah, like the president of your country. You can start bad mouthing him, and like revolts will start happening. And like later in the game, you'll walk outside to go back to your house. And there's people throwing like Molotovs into buildings and stuff. They're just rioting. It's a pretty cool game.
And what do you do while you're side scrolling?
You're just walking and just going. It's kind of like a point and click kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Do you spend most of your time just in your office approving shit? And then you just take a walk home and see the effects?
Well, there's that, and there's like different characters that you can talk to, like in the city. Like there's one girl, it's like a police deputy, and she's like, "Hey, we have this murder. You want to like go investigate and help us out? You can do that."
No,
So fuck you.
I'm good.
No. Let's see. I haven't been playing too many games recently.
Really?
I'll go like a week without it, and then like come back.
That
just kind of happens periodically.
All throughout high school, I'd be like, "Hey, Jake, you want to come over?" And be like, "No, I've been playing this game for the past 26 hours."
I gotta play The Witcher 3 again. I've played through that game 8 times, dude.
Oh my
Jesus
God.
fucking Christ. I couldn't even finish it. Like, I had the like definitive edition with all of the. I got to the point.
That's so disheartening.
I got
So
to.
disheartening.
I got to the place, the like DLC place where you fight vampires.
Oh, so you
And-
beat the main story at least.
I don't know if I beat it. I know I got like really, really far, and like I defended the castle with all the main characters where the bad guys show up. Like
Yeah.
I defended the castle, and then that's all I really remember. And then I got to that place, and then yeah, I was like,
What about that Henry Cavill Witcher series on Netflix?
I'm not gonna watch it.
You're not?
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch the first episode, see what it's like.
Decide from there.
Yeah,
you need some more fantasy in your life.
I do. I need some more like J.R. Tolkien type stuff. to come
Are
out.
you gonna watch whatever they do with the next Game of Thrones related series?
Yeah,
I'll watch it.
yeah, I'm gonna watch it, but
I mean, I won't have that same like beloved feeling towards it unless it gets also very good.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
gonna
waiting.
be. They're gonna have to grab me. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm waiting for their Star Wars series. That's what I'm really interested for.
Yeah.
ooh, did y'all? What do you think about the E3 Star Wars game?
I'm gonna get that game. That
I've
looks
heard
very
it's
good.
I've heard it's like it's a lot like Dark Souls.
Yes.
and you can just get in your ship and fly to any planet you want and just go fuck shit up.
Yeah,
So yeah,
it's gonna be a good game. I'm getting it for sure.
and Cyberpunk looks pretty
Yeah.
dope.
With
getting that.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, apparently he's in your head, like he's just a figment of your imagination. Who's
Really?
You just fantasize about
He's
it
like
all
Reznov
day.
in Black Ops.
I didn't play Black Ops, so
You
yes.
don't know.
I know who Reznov is.
I know what you mean, Collin.
Yeah, thank you, Jake.
I know who Reznov
A man
is.
of culture.
The new Call of Duty that's coming out looks really good.
Oh
too.
yeah, the
There was
Modern
no
Warfare.
gameplay. Is there gameplay?
Yeah,
released?
not actual
I'm getting-
gameplay, but there's like cutscenes.
I saw
and
that
gameplay.
trailer and I was
Dude,
like,
I'm just excited for Task Force 141 to be back, man.
I'm excited to go kill Osama. That's what I want to do.
they
is
gonna
that going to
kill
be a
us?
Yeah.
DLC?
No, that's like
mission?
one of the missions in the game.
For real?
Yeah,
You
you're
get to
you're
be
storming
CLT
his little.
6?
Yeah, you're storming.
Well, you're not killing actual Osama.
That's what I think. I'm
His
like
name's-
100%. That's
Because
exactly
I'm pretty
what
sure
it
it's
looks
supposed to take place now.
I thought I've been kind of confused. It's not a remake.
It's a reboot kind of.
I thought it was kind of a reimagining of the.
That's kind of what it is. It's kind of a reimagining.
It's not remastering the first one though. It's a whole different storyline in game.
Oh, did you say reimagining or remastering?
Both. I was like, I wasn't sure if it was a...
I think it's a reimagining.
It's a reboot.
Yeah.
Well, like, I didn't know if they were just, like... Is it in a universe where the first Modern Warfare happened?
No.
Or it's a reimagining.
Because it's supposed to be in, like, 2020, and I think, like, the events where, like, Makarov and all that happened was in, like, 2014, 2015.
Well, like, only thing I know about the story mode of the first Modern Warfare is that bald Russian guy with one arm, you, like, snipe him, and you get nuked. That's, like, all I know about that. And then I played Modern Warfare 2... the story mode to that, but like all I knew was that Shepard betrays you and Makarov is a bad guy, and you.
Except there's that one level where they're like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and I think it's like, I think you and Makarov team up against Shepard, right? If I'm right, because you hit up Makarov and you're like, hey,
So
Makarov, let's take this guy down.
Yeah.
So because there's a level called the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And it's where, like, you're in, like, Juggernaut armor and you're going to, like, take people out.
Okay. I need to... I do want to go back and play through all the, like, the Black Ops story modes just to, like... Because everyone always says,
Black Ops
like...
2 is kind of cool.
What do the numbers mean, Mason? And I was always like, what the fuck?
Numbers,
what do you talking
What does that mean? Like, I knew it was from the game, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need Black Ops 2 is kind of cool because it's like it kind of plays off of like, well, for one, you can like choose your own, like you can choose the endings.
Yeah.
So like you can actually choose. So Mason from the first game, I didn't know this, but apparently you can choose whether he lives or dies, but they don't tell you. You just have to make the decision on your own. Because like there's a guy with a bag over his head, and they tell you to snipe him. You play as Mason's son. They tell you to snipe him, and you do, and that guy turns out to be Mason. But apparently, you can shoot the guy next to him, and Mason will live, and it'll be like a big reveal at the end.
Interesting. That's kind of like in Wolfenstein 2 when you have to shoot a dog, but you have a choice to not shoot the dog, but like the game doesn't really tell you that.
Yeah.
But like I didn't want to shoot the dog, so I just kind of like pointed it away. And he was like, "God damn it, son, you didn't shoot the dog. It's great." And I was like, "Daddy, please. Please don't make me shoot my dog." Yeah, no, never mind. I'm probably not going to buy those if I really care.
They're probably really cheap right now.
Yeah,
I just
like $10,
don't.
$15.
I'll look up a synopsis of the story mode but like I don't even know.
But just like when you're escaping prison with Reznov, and it's like, step 1, arise from darkness, and like you're just like going through chanting, and then that one like
all that communist propaganda.
Gregor gets stuck under the freaking wall. He's like, I lift wall for you, comrade. And like you're running out, and he's like, ugh.
What the shit? Interesting. And then,
Step 4, skewer the winged beast.
damn, I don't. Which game is this?
That's Black Ops.
Oh, okay.
You're escaping a Nazi prison
like
camp
yeah.
with Reznov.
Are
Or no,
you-
you're escaping a Russian prison camp with Reznov.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Because
Interesting.
Reznov went against his own government or something like that. So.
Another revolution, you know.
Yeah.
Just another day.
Yeah.
But yeah. Like.
Yeah.
I can't remember. There's been a couple people in my life that do that, and it makes me
What,
mad.
smack their tongue? Like,
Yeah, consistently. Just like, well, I think it's kind of like
I had a
I
teacher.
can't understand.
I had a
your
teacher
accent.
that used to do that a lot.
Fuck her.
Yeah. But
Yeah, Miss Smacking Lips, where you at?
smack lips ass bitch.
F you.
If we're at a lull, do you guys want to hear about the time where I got the entirety of Colorado Bend State Park shut down because they thought I killed myself?
no.
No? Okay.
Sure. I just wanted to say this one thing. I
Yeah.
want to play through all the Halos again, the story mode, because I only played through Halo 3, and I think the beginning of that, you're in like some... It looked like someone's fucking organs, but it's like the floods, base and I got lost, I did not know where I was going because everything looks like organs. Yeah. You're like
that's not the first level.
That's not
that's
the
like
first
near
mission.
the
That's
end.
like towards the end, yeah.
Oh, for real? I just remember being in that part and I was like, I really don't like this. Like, what the fuck?
I don't even own the first 2 Halos anymore.
I bought the Master Chief Collection thinking that I could play online, but
No one plays online.
It doesn't work. So like, I played through the first like couple missions of the original Halo, and then I was like,
This don't age.
Halo
well.
3 is peak story mode.
yeah.
I liked Halo Reach a little bit more than Halo 3.
That is also... It's like, I've said this before, 3, Reach, and 4 are like...
ODST for the
ODST
survival for the
really
survival
good, too.
mode.
Okay, yeah.
For the rut or wave mode, like that's like my favorite thing to do.
Like for like Master Chief Halo 3, I think for like best story, I think I'd do Halo Reach, and then for like the best story that's not having to do with any Spartan, it's ODST.
I also think... So... I don't know. I think Halo 3 is the most fun story mode to play.
Especially with a friend.
But, like, yeah. Whereas Reach might have a cooler story, 3 is a lot more fun to play.
I can see that. I always liked Reach because like you could change your armor, and then like in cutscenes you'd have a different armor.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, no, that was pretty cool. But also, I don't know. I think Reach had the best Forge by far. Forge World was insane.
That's where we spent most of our time.
Yeah. 3 had the most fun story mode. 4 had the best online.
I never played the online.
Online was so much fun.
I played Halo 3 online, but that was only at like my friend's house.
They had this like game called Griffball, which was basically just Rocket League.
They had that in 3.
They had that in 3?
Yeah, it was an event that would go on like once a month.
No, Griffball was like straight up all the time in
Okay.
Halo 4.
Yeah.
Also, like I've said this before, I was just really good at Halo. Like it's the only like online like shooting game that I've ever been like amazing at. Like I was the guy. I was like, fear me. Just go into like free for alls.
down.
I would go into free for alls and get like 30 kills and 6 deaths. Like
That's just Battlefield and Apex. Those are the only 2 first-person shooters that I like actually really be eaten.
yeah, no, I'm just not
Clapping
great.
cheeks on them.
Pretty much. All right, so Colorado Bend.
Oh yeah, no, I kind of said that and then we ignored it.
Yeah, no, that was my bad. That was my bad.
Are we gonna go with this? or no?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I went on a camping trip my senior year of high school, and I mean, basically, it was me, and a few other guys like Steven, those guys, you know them, and we were just like, we're gonna go on a camping trip, we're gonna have fun, and we're just gonna do whatever. First day we take a 6-mile hike. I'm just done after that. I have a huge blister on my foot.
Were you wearing like sandals with no socks?
Like those chacos that I wear?
Yeah, he was.
I was about to say, the silence, I was like, did I just call you out on that?
Yeah. So, I mean, you can see, if you look at, like, my feet right now, I have, like, a tan from wearing those at my camp. But,
That's kind of cool, though.
yeah. No, at my camp, it's, like, kind of like a status thing. Like, if you have a good Chaco tan, it's like, oh, shit, like...
Fuck that.
that's
I'm wearing
great.
boots. If I'm hiking for 6 miles, I'm
Yeah.
going to wear some shoes.
So I hiked for 6 miles.
go
I'm, like,
barefoot.
done. The next day, two of the guys are like, we're going to go on an 8-mile hike. And I'm like, fuck that. Like, I'm not...
After the 6 mile hike?
The next day, I have a huge
Oh.
blister on my foot. I'm like, fuck that. And so me and 2 other guys stay behind, and we're like chilling out, resting in our tent. And I'm like, you know what? I just kind of want to take a walk by myself. So like, I wake up Logan. I'm like, hey, just so you know, like, I'm gonna be going off like for a little bit. I'll be back in probably an hour or 2.
I'm finna go off.
All right, Miss Freeze, I'm about to head out.
I'm finna leave this world.
But so start walking down the trail, and I'm like, like just enjoying myself. I'm like one with nature and God and all that.
Yeah,
I'm like, having a generally good walk.
Nature walks are amazing.
Yeah, I hike for probably a mile and a half, and then I'm like, damn, this blister is hurting. So I just turn around and hike back for about a mile, and then all of a sudden, I hear like everyone like. So I hear like Jeeps starting to go down all the trails and stuff like that. I'm like, what's happening? Like, what? I guess somebody got lost and they're looking for him. And I'm walking down the trail and all of a sudden this Jeep comes up and I think they're going to pass me, and then they like come to a huge stop right in front of me, and they're like...
They just have ARs.
Get on the fucking ground! They're like, are you Collin Hayes? And I was like, yeah, I am. And they were like, your friends are looking for you, and they just like left, and I was like, oh, okay, like, sure. And so I just like walked the next like half mile back, and
they didn't even give you a ride.
No, they just left.
All right, bye.
Like they just left. I like walked the next half mile back, get back to our campsite, and they're like, Collin, you're back. I was like, yeah, I told you. I was just going out to like...
How long do you think you were gone?
Oh, I was gone for like 2 hours.
Oh, shit, okay.
I was like, I just wanted to be out in nature. Turns out what happened is... so the two guys that went on the big hike, they get back. And they're like, oh, where'd Collin go? And the two other guys that I was with that were like taking a nap were like, oh no, he just left. Like... I guess he left. He's gone. And they were like trying to figure out where I went. And I mean, not to get too like deep, but I was kind of like very ironically or unironically suicidal at the time. Like even I don't know to this day. But so they were like kind of on edge about that, and they were like, "Oh, I guess we'll go talk to the park rangers." And they talked to the park rangers, and they're like, "Does your friend have a history of mental illness?" And they like turned to each other. They were like, we don't know what to say. Like, kind of. And they were like, all right, well, there's a strong possibility that he killed himself in the woods. So that's like, they shut down the state park. Nobody in or out. No one going in or on or off any of the trails. Damn. Like, they shut it down looking for me. And I'm just like, like I said, I'm just walking through the woods like, yeah, this is great.
Where
like,
was this?
Colorado Bend. It's outside of Austin.
Okay, I'm trying to fucking go camping.
Yeah,
like,
it's fun. It was. Besides that, I mean, even that was funny, but like, besides that, it was pretty great. So I'm like, I get back and they're like, we thought you killed yourself. I was like, why would I kill myself? And they were like, do we have to tell you? Because like I was always making suicide jokes and stuff like that. And then the night before, I completely forgot about this. I recorded a 5-minute long suicide note as a joke. Like not as I was just like going around the campfire. I was like, "Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm killing myself tomorrow." Like, bye, Mom. I love you. Bye, Dad. I still have it on my phone. Yeah.
Wow.
I just like. I was in a dark place. I don't like. I was just recording these things to be funny, but like also, But
I can see how.
Yeah,
they
I recorded
would think that.
a 5-minute long suicide note to like my family and friends. I was like, "All right, guys, about to go kill myself," and I ended it. And then like the next day, I was gone, and they were like, "Oh shit!" And I was like, "I've been really happy while I was here," and they were like, "We thought you were happy because you finally found the place where you were gonna do it." And I was like, "Oh my god, like that is morbid."
Jeez, yeah,
but, yeah, no. So like literally, an entire state park thought that I killed myself.
My favorite part is they're dying at the park rangers, and they're like, "Does he have a history of suicidal tendencies?" Like, I don't know what to say. He probably killed himself, dude. No arguing.
There's a good chance your friend is hanging in these woods right now.
Jeez. And you couldn't stop him.
What a piece of shit you are.
Do you think, should we record a podcast in nature? Like, go to that park and record one?
Dude, I'll go camping. That sounds
fun.
Jeez.
The one episode 14 where I did it with some guys outside of the coffee shop, Like it was kind of cool. Like you could hear birds chirping in the background. And
Yeah,
stuff
except
like that.
what's gonna happen is a bear's gonna fucking come up and just be like, "Ow, fuck!" But we all survive.
Oh, shit,
So
we
it's
were-
just a
we still
badass
recording
podcast.
this?
Like, yeah, it's like there's just like a long stretch of silence because we ran and you hear like the bear run off, and then we come back and we're like, "Oh shit!" So, is this thing still going? And then we just continue the podcast. We're just like, "Damn, that was fucking crazy."
Bro, that would get us like we just like start saying like, yeah, we made a podcast where we get attacked by a bear while recording, and like we would go.
I was about to
viral.
say, hopefully that would go viral,
like
and then we get to start that Patreon.
start the Patreon.
Pay for my medical bills, please.
Yeah.
The Revenant too.
Oh god, but no. So I'd love to go camping again just because it was such a good experience. But also like wait till I'm like 21 just because
Fuck it.
reasons.
Yeah. Let's do that. Yeah, I'm about to turn 21. Let's do that.
Jake, you're the youngest out of us, right? When do you turn 21?
December 29.
God damn it! Why do you have to
Bro,
be
you're so
young?
young, bro.
I know.
What is this kid doing here?
Yeah.
I haven't gotten carded since I was 18, though.
Do you just walk into bars?
I mean,
Not by myself, but like, yeah. I'm done.
I mean, I see it.
But
I can have a baby face sometimes, so like even though I'm big, a lot of people are like, "Nah, he's not 21."
I feel like I'm gonna be getting carded until I'm like,
26.
yeah, it's gonna be a while until I stop getting carded.
No, like people have thought that I was 18 since I was 13. Because I mean, I was a pretty big fucking 13-year-old. Me and you both were, Jake. That was fun.
Big boy gang.
But no, so everyone's thought I was 18 since I was like 13. But now I'm 20 and everyone still thinks I'm 18, and it's kind of annoying. Like
That's interesting.
yeah, no, because like it used to be like, oh, everyone thinks I'm so much older than I am. Now like if I'll meet somebody, they'll be like, you're 18, 19. I'm like, no, I'm 20. Like I promise.
I'd be like, fuck it, yeah. No, next time, I think the new rule, whatever people assume what age I am, I'm just gonna be like, yeah. And then just,
Except my campers. My campers always think I'm like 40 because children are fucking idiots.
40?
Yeah, like, well, okay.
The fuck?
Like, think about this. Like, you're dealing with a bunch of like 8, 9-year-olds, and the only person they're used to being in charge of them is their parents. And then they drop them off to stay with their parents. Drop them off to stay with me for a week.
Yeah.
So their automatic assumption is, oh, I'm as old as their parents.
I think kids are stupid.
Yeah, no, kids are just.
That doesn't make
That's
any
my
sense.
biggest takeaway from being a camp counselor is that kids are just idiots.
It's like, you're not balding, like, or...
I have a
anything.
very full head of hair.
Yeah, that shit goofy.
So, no. But gosh, I have some like stories from being a camp counselor. I had one kid that woke up our entire cabin by like dropping a can of Mountain Dew in the middle of it. And then
A
like
2-liter?
no,
Oh,
like
can.
like just
You
like a
said
can. And it woke up like not the entire cabin. 5 or 6 people, and it's 2:30 in the morning. And I'm just like, why am I awake? And he just goes, I am Satan. In the middle of the night.
You getting slapped, kid. I don't care, I don't care what your parents do. I'll fight your parents, too. I'll smack your dad.
No, this kid, like, he got there and he was, like, attached to his grandma's hip. And he was like, oh, I'm gonna, like, I was like, oh, this kid I'm gonna need to, like, get to come out of his shell. As soon as his grandma leaves, he just starts, like, bullying other kids and going, like, insane. I'm like,
See, that's another kid
Oh
I'm gonna
my
smack
God.
the shit. See, like, that's the thing. There's a very high chance if they're going to summer camp, the parents are just like, God, we fucking hate our son. Like,
Thank
just
God.
go to summer camp just for a couple months.
Discipline
we
my child for me,
so
please.
we can fucking have peace.
we had a kid like that at our day camp that would come every single week. And every single week he was a freaking turd. And it
God,
was just like
what a wow.
we take a week off in the middle of the summers and everyone does the high school week, the high school camp. And literally his parents were like, what are we supposed to do with him for a week? And it was like, be his parents or something. I don't know. Like,
I mean, I don't want to, like, I can't judge parents too harshly because I'm not a parent. And, like, whenever my nephew comes over, like, he gets on my nerve. Like, that's how I know I'm, like, too young. And it's just, like, I would not be able to handle that. But it's, like, I mean, because some kids, it's like, I feel like it's inevitable that they're just going to be little assholes. Like,
Yeah.
you can try to teach them how to be nice and stuff, but it's like, some kids are just gonna
Kids
be
are just
fucking-
inherently psychopaths. I've said this before.
Those are the kids that I'm not like. I'm dead ass sending your ass to military school. Like you're not about to fucking be an asshole for no reason. Hopefully they just turn out chill.
I don't know. I remember, not to like hate on you too bad, but I remember when
Oh,
we were
no,
like
I was-
12, like your mom would be like, "Hey Trey, did you brush your teeth?" And you'd
Shut
be like,
up, Mom!
Fuck off, mom.
No, dude.
Dude, you
I see.
were
I don't.
pretty
I don't.
brutal, man.
Dude,
You were
I don't
pretty
even
brutal.
like to like think about myself back then. It's like I'm.
Gosh,
so,
mom, I didn't. She
It's
was
like
like,
anything was.
I love you, Trey, and you'd be like, "Get out! Leave my room, mom."
Jeez. See, I would kick the shit out of myself. Like if I could go back, I'd smack myself.
Yeah, I was a little bit more chill, but I'd still smack the shit out of myself.
No, yeah, I think everyone would.
Yeah.
Like I don't think there's a single person out there that's like, yeah, I was
Like,
a pretty cool kid.
I don't think I
It's
could
like-
talk to like anybody in the world. It's like, hey, do you like who you were when you were 12? Like,
No.
I don't think a single person on earth would be like, yeah, man, like I was a pretty good kid. Like,
Everyone kind of sucks
Yeah.
at that age.
no, like I've heard people say, you know, like I want kids, but they'd have to turn 12 at one point, and that's just no go.
Well, it kind of sucks all the way. Like, when they're a child, they just get into shit and just like, they're just like, I'm gonna go grab a knife and then touch a hot oven and run and go try to climb a chair and fall off and break
I'm going
my neck
to
and,
eat everything I come in contact with.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat some screws and some nails. It's like fucking.
I want to crawl
God damn it.
I want to crawl into the dishwasher.
I'm gonna stick this fork into the power outlet.
Like,
Yeah, fuck all that.
kids are just crackheads, man.
Yeah, I don't even know that shit. But then it just like then they get into their awkward like that's the beginning. You know what I mean? And then
Well, before that, they're just helpless little fucking like beings. It's just like
Yeah,
I could
they-
leave you on the
lizards.
couch for a week and you would die.
yeah,
Like
you can't do anything for yourself whatsoever. Literally, like deer are born and they start walking.
they're like, all right, I'm about to head out.
Yeah, pretty damn soon afterwards. And their mom just starts walking. They're like, "Yo, you better get your ass up!" Like,
That's what
We finna go
I like
search for some
giraffes. I
berries.
like giraffes. They fall like 10 feet, smack the ground. They get up and their legs are all wobbly, and then the male giraffe is like running away.
Break its neck on entry into the world. It's just like, fuck this thing.
Yeah, or like scorpions.
What do
You know,
scorpions
they'll
do?
put their eggs on the back. They'll have like 60 something eggs on their back, and after a week, the ones that don't hatch, they just eat the eggs.
oh yeah, no, there's
Well,
tons of. I saw
Guinea pigs and hamsters have to be separated from their children because, like, most of the time they will eat them.
crabs that I saw a video on Twitter and it's like you know Crab Island where it's just got like
hundreds.
millions of like
That's where
probably
crab
like
party
billions.
takes place.
Yeah.
Bad
but
joke, sorry.
No, it's all good. I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't even hear it correctly. Did you say crab?
Crab party. You ever seen that video? It's like dun 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 dun. dun.
Oh,
crab
okay.
rave.
No, that's a good
Yeah.
meme. I like that. But yes, that's where it takes place. But Crab Island, it's just like a big mama crab, and she's just like taking clawfuls of baby crabs and eating them, and it's like savage.
Nature is fucking brutal like
It's
that.
pretty crazy.
But no, like human babies, it's just like I said, I leave a baby on a couch for a week and it is dead.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even have an instinct to like, oh, I'm going to go crawl away and find somebody else to take care of me. It is dead.
Yeah.
Like it's lucky to get off of that couch.
It falls off the couch. It's
I was
dead.
about to say it falls. Yeah.
But no, and then you get into like early teenage years and they think
Well, not even early teenage years.
okay, like 10 to 13, it's like they think they're
before
adults.
that shit sucks. Like,
Okay, it all sucks, but like 10 to 13, it's like, I am an adult. I know what I'm doing. Looking at myself when I was like 12 years old, like
know
I thought I
absolutely.
was so grown up. I was like, I know everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, no, I'm just going to say the things that my parents told me to say on repeat
Yeah.
and act like I'm the supreme source of intelligence of the world.
yeah.
Like, I did not know shit when I was 12.
I still don't know shit.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That's the
You
thing.
know,
It's like,
The Bible, Proverbs 12:15 says that
Love no
for lack of a
bodies.
for lack of a better word, like idiots think that they know everything, and wise men know that they don't know anything.
Mm-hmm. That's some true shit.
Proverbs 12, motherfucking 15. It's a great verse because I could just use it to shit on idiots.
Yeah, you poo-poo head.
But yeah, no, I just can't handle children that age. Are kind of the worst. I like once they hit 14 is when I consider myself to have entered like
Acceptable.
modern adult humanity, acceptable
Acceptable
terms. But like anything before 14, like even 14-year-old me was like kind of a bitch.
Yeah. I mean, it's really just a 50-50. Like, if you have a kid, you just kind of have to hope that they don't.
I'm kind of the same way.
turn out
There's
like a
some
little
kids that are
assholes,
really
like-
cool.
Yeah.
And
There's
then
plenty.
there are some kids that I'm just like, dude, this dude's so annoying.
I walk up to my dad and
If
I'm
I
like,
was your parent, I would
I would
not like how I would hit the rewind button on my life a little bit. Like,
I would post birth abort you.
jeez.
oh my god. No, I walked up to my dad once and I was like, hey man, you had 3 kids and none of us are crackheads. Like, do you know how hard that is? There are a lot of crackheads on this earth.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I mean, not crackheads yet.
well, okay, I'm not crack. That's true. Jury's still out on Kyle.
Listen, I was about to say, I see Kyle. Kyle might be smoking crack one day.
but no,
JK,
like
I'm not
none of
putting that
us.
out there.
Like, he's already got friends. Like, he's 13. He has friends that like just are like big chiefing every day.
I have
That's
friends
hurt.
that big chief.
I know, me
Also-
too.
Well, I mean,
But, like,
yeah, it's, a lot of people
it's just-
start really early.
It's just crazy to start that early.
It
Like,
is. It's not good. Like,
It is not like once you are an adult, do your own shit. I don't
Yeah.
care. But like 12, 13.
yeah, that's
I have a cousin that started in 2nd grade.
What?
Yes.
that's literally like not good.
Yeah, that's why we don't have any crackheads in my family because my cousins turned out to be the crackheads.
No, they had the bad genes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
yeah,
oh no, man, I'm just glad that I'm not a crackhead. Like I think about it all the time. Like, what if like
you
'cause-
got addicted to crack.
Well, kind of, but like, what if I was like, so I was born in early August, so I could have been either in class of 2017 or class of 2016. My parents basically got to decide, right? And so they chose class of 2017. I ended up meeting you like
Yeah.
as soon as I started coming to public school. But I always think about it like, what if I met like became friends with some other guy and like he was just like, oh yeah, drugs, and then like I just started doing crack by the time I was a senior in high school. Like, it's probably a distinct possibility.
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely a possibility. There's literally like millions of things that could have happened in every single day of your life that would have changed things like
Well,
drastically.
yeah. I'm just talking about like specifically smoking crack, but I mean, yes,
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
the butterfly effect.
Smoking crack? Yeah.
Timeline, yeah, crack is great, man.
All right, guys.
Look,
Today on the podcast, we're gonna be smoking crack.
And we're just gonna review it as we're experiencing it.
Yeah, some pretty weak
I
crack.
think we're all crack amateurs.
Yeah, I've never smoked
I'm a crack
before,
virgin.
Nor do I want to smoke crack.
I mean, wanting to is irrelevant. We're on this podcast and we're smoking.
You're gonna do it.
Your feelings don't matter. You're gonna smoke crack whether you like it or not.
Should I do DMT on this podcast? That'd be something crazy.
There would be no.
For 20 minutes,
I was
it'd be
about to
dead
say-
silent.
I was about to say, like 10 to 15 minutes, you would just be out and then wake up and just be like,
Whoa!
"That was the weirdest shit that ever happened." And we'd be like, "What happened?" You'd be like, "I don't even.
I can't
know.
remember."
I don't know." And that would be that.
Shortest podcast we've ever had. Maybe 25 minutes.
All right, y'all come back next week.
We're doing methamphetamine.
Jesus.
That's just what we turn this into. Is every week.
Drug testing.
All right, boys. This week it's Crocodile. This is the last episode of the podcast.
Join us at our funeral.
It's it's heroin, gasoline, and laundry detergent. Right?
Well,
There's
that's-
more shit. There's like tar in there.
What?
Well, here's the thing. There's no set thing because they just use whatever they can find. Gasoline and all that is like how they originally made it, but like they use just chemicals, like anything they can fucking find.
add in
Russia
some, like,
is lit.
just, you were telling me a few years ago about how you watched a documentary about Russia,
And
it was just like literally, it was like
Dude,
one of every
within-
3 people was addicted to heroin, and everyone was in tracksuits.
Literally within the first, like, I counted them. There was at least like 20 something in the thing of people wearing Adidas tracksuits, and it's like, holy shit! Like, if we talking stereotypes, Russia is the most stereotypical place.
Yeah,
I've never been there.
It was sadder too. Like there was like 11-year-old prostitutes that were addicted to heroin, right? I think you were telling me about something like that.
But like young
Very
people.
like alarmingly young prostitutes addicted to heroin.
Yeah,
in
I
Russia.
always like, what does the cameraman think? He's like, yeah, they're like filming them walk down the street. They're like, yeah, that 11-year-old's about to go have sex for money and buy crocodile, and it's just like the cameraman's like, all right, got the shot. It's like
That's what I always
it's like, how
think
do you
about.
just
With like the starvation in Africa and all the cameramen.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like right after they're done filming, they go back to their little set and start like just chowing down on food.
Peace out, fuck off, y'all.
they're like,
Don't follow us! Don't follow us!
If you spend the money that you spent on this commercial on feeding like this village that you're trying to support, it would probably about even out. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I know they're like, for just pennies a day, you could sponsor an African child.
But just remember that 80% of all your
I was about
donations
to
go
say-
straight to
I was about to
us.
say,
Yeah.
we will be pocketing most of it.
Yeah, we are a for-profit organization, which means that like, when we get $1 million, we might give this village like
A few-
3/4 and a Big Mac.
3/4. They can't even use American money. They try to eat the fucking quarters.
What about the Big Mac?
I mean,
They
yeah,
fight
that's
to the
one
death,
Big
Battle
Mac.
Royale,
One
whatever.
Big Mac for an entire village. Even if
Battle
you split that
Royale,
up, that's
things
one
fall
bun.
apart. Yo, Okonkwo just busts on the scene from things fall apart,
Okonkwo.
start destroying
guess-
people and eating Big Macs.
If you took out every section of
Taking
the
more
Big Mac,
lives.
if you took out every section of the Big Mac, like the bun, you cut that into 4 pieces. That's 4 people. Take the first piece of meat.
Bun like that big. You get half a tomato.
Listen,
There we
I'm just
go.
trying to be fair.
You get a piece of
That's not
lettuce.
fair. People who get a quarter of a patty is a lot more. There's a lot more calories in
I was
it than
about
like
to say, there are
a quarter
people-
piece of lettuce.
Somebody told me, this person who will not be named, but a very, very large woman that we used to go to school with, ordered 3 Caniac combos. Tony Hinojosa was telling me about this. She ordered 3 Caniac
Hopefully-
combos and ate them all.
Oh,
Do you realize, like, that could literally feed that village from those commercials? Like,
main
3
just,
Caniac combos.
I don't get that, man. Like,
I'm
know
a
how you
large
don't
human
get-
being.
I don't know how
I
you could
struggle
eat
to
that
finish
much.
one.
I don't know how you. Yeah, like I literally don't know how you.
since I lost
physically-
like all that weight and stuff, I started working out. I've eaten 500 calories today at like 10 in the morning, and if I ate something right now, I'd probably vomit. Like I don't
Damn.
understand how.
I ate a salmon,
Like, it's-
half a salmon patty and some
I
mashed
ate
potatoes.
some leftover like chicken lasagna or something like that this morning, but I added cheese and pepperonis to it because I was hungry.
Yeah, it's just I
I'd
don't.
be
It's
average.
weird when you think about it, how much that you force yourself to eat than what you actually need. You know?
Oh yeah, no, when I'm being fat, I am fully aware of
Yeah.
how fat I'm being.
If
Back,
you-
back when me and you were like fucking overweight, like as hell.
Hey, are you judging me now? Because I'm
No.
still there.
No, I'm not judging you, Colin.
But
I just work out so I don't gain any more weight.
Right.
I
Or
stay
like,
where
like,
I'm
like
at.
those 420
Something about the
pizzas and
muffin
stuff that we would
muscles,
eat.
bro.
those
the
were
420.
terrifying.
I would.
Oh my
I
God.
ate myself into a comatose for 15 minutes.
I have a picture.
I legit passed out for 15
I
minutes.
have
I
a
couldn't do it.
picture.
I woke up and just drenched in sweat, and I was like, "Ugh."
I have a picture of you like doing this, and like Travis Buckmaster is around you, like trying to like resurrect.
It was like 8,200 calories and like a single pizza slice that I
Okay,
ate.
so if we have not described these on the podcast yet, I don't know if we have.
Do you have a picture of it? Just put a picture up.
Oh,
That's the
I will
best
put the
way.
pictures up. But every 420, we would make these abominations of pizzas, and usually it consisted
Poisoning them
of
all.
Yeah.
it consisted of 2 Little Caesars pizzas, bacon, a family-sized Sonic mozzarella stick, a family-sized Sonic onion rings, 4 Big Macs, and 8 McDoubles.
It's kind of like...
And we'd add extra cheese to it along with
bake
our
it
own.
even more in the oven.
Yeah.
Except the first couple times... Or
The
I don't
first...
know about the
It was a
like-
perfecting process.
It was the first time we put it all together.
That one was just... It was... The 3 of us and Jake Heckendorn was the first time, I believe. And that one was...
We put
wasn't
it all
good.
together at the same time and cooked it, so like the bottom layers didn't get cooked.
Then the
So-
second time we put the chicken nuggets on it, and I got food poisoning,
Damn.
and I was just sitting there for like literally 20 straight hours at your house going. And then like I proceeded to throw up in the loudest noise, like the loudest puke I've ever had. How would you say that?
I
Like,
can't help but
just-
to be loud. When I throw up, I feel like I have to yell.
I mean, you
Or
don't
maybe
have
not
to.
yell, but like I just...
You have to be like, "Rrr."
like
Well, it's
I
like
have
you
to
feel like you're
make
dying.
a
So
noise.
you're like
like,
trying to gasp for air while you're vomiting.
well, it's like I don't understand how people are like, oh no, you just like don't make noise. It's like I don't know how to do.
You
that.
just open
Like,
your mouth and it's just.
There's a difference between throwing up when you're sick and
And
throwing
just,
up
like,
when you eat too much. You know, when you eat too much, you don't make that much noise. But
Well,
when you're sick,
When I was sick, yeah,
like
no,
legit
this
your
was
body
straight
is like,
food
"Get this
poisoning.
out, get this out."
My stomach was just imploding, and then finally I was just. And you and Jake Hackendorn were in the other room, just losing your shit, dying,
I'm not gonna lie.
laughing at my pain.
That was pretty funny.
But no, so it was a perfecting process. By year 3, we had it down. But anyways, these things I want to say had 25,000 calories in the whole pizza.
yeah.
Like
That's
we
terrifying.
calculated it, and that was like we'd buy like a family-sized bag of like cheddar cheese and disperse it
It's
all
like 2
throughout.
pounds of cheese.
Yeah,
I don't
We
ever think
dispersed
I
it throughout.
ate a full slice because
It was
knew-
good.
We-
though. I ain't
we
gonna
had-
lie. That
oh,
shit was so
it was
good.
delicious. But like we had like the full slice club, and it was like I think the last year was you, me, and Aaron that finished it. There were only like 3 or 4 people that finished it. Poor Charles got like 4 bites in. Like,
his stomach could not contain anymore. But
like literally, these things were monstrosities before God.
I
Like,
remember I pulled out. They
I
really
kinda wanna eat
were,
another
like,
slice.
It's the I don't even want to participate in another one like that.
Yeah,
You
we
didn't
did
even eat
it.
the last one.
No,
That's
we
I
did it
didn't.
every.
Dude, it was so good.
I
man.
did.
Like,
Y'all
it
was
was
like,
one of
if
the
you don't
best
throw
things.
in, you don't get to eat any. And I was like, that's cool.
You were like, I just want to see the chaos.
Yeah.
We invited the foreign exchange student George. We were like, all right, George, you're gonna leave America in a month. We've got to show you what this bitch is really about. And George is awesome. I still talk to him sometimes.
It's like,
but like,
Jesus Christ.
he was like, he was just sitting there. He's like, oh my god, like, what is this?
What is this sorcery?
Yeah, just chilling back in Germany, telling all of his friends now, like, oh yeah, no, like, those memes about Americans being fat pieces of shit are true. But no, we did it every year for 5 years, but ever since we graduated high school, we haven't done it, and it's sad.
No, it's not. That's a
It's
good thing.
very
Dude, I
sad.
wanna do it again,
Let's do
man.
it. I
I'm
got
down to
Jake
make a
on board.
healthy pizza.
Fuck off.
Well,
Like,
that's not gonna taste good.
yeah,
It's gonna
we are
taste good.
talking about full epic mealtime style. Like, let's add a third pizza to this. Like,
Yeah, a triple decker pizza.
triple decker 420 pizza.
They don't have the family size mozzarella sticks anymore.
We can just buy 2 regular size.
No.
It's not. I know it's not the same. Do you remember that time when you bought a family-sized mozzarella sticks and I bought a family-sized cheddar peppers, and we just gave each other half and ate like fat pieces?
Dude,
of shit
we
in the
did-
car?
We did that for like 2 weeks straight. After school, we would go to Sonic, get Route 44. So I'd get mozzarella sticks. You'd get like these jalapeno poppers or onion rings. Then we'd just chow down like every day.
Was it me and you who had a family box of chicken tenders or whatever, or popcorn chicken, and it like...
We fell on my mom's
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
'Cause I hit that curve.
Yeah, he hit
Because
a
you
curb
came
and it
over to
fell
my
everywhere.
house afterwards, and then
And we literally had a memorial.
yeah, we went back when we drove
stopped the
back.
car, and
You
had about a 10-minute memorial.
we were driving back. We stopped the car, and Jake was like, "A moment of silence."
Yeah,
we've
we
lost.
Literally, like less than an hour later, we passed by and stopped and had another memorial.
I'll never forget.
Yeah,
You were
the
like,
line.
"I don't understand why the strongest of people always have to suffer the most."
The one I remember is Trey was saying that God always gives his strongest warriors the hardest battles.
I remember one time you were like, "Mom, I want to pray before we leave," and your mom was like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you," and you were like, "Dear based God who art in heaven, like, hallowed be thy drink." Like, it took your mom like 15 seconds to realize, like, that you were just spewing bullshit about Lil B.
Mm-hmm. Lil B's the best though.
No,
How far are we into this?
we're a pretty good amount in. We're
Okay.
hour and a half, but
Okay.
you know.
Do you
But
want to end it or keep going or what?
When you were telling me about that story about how you got that whole park shut down,
yeah,
that reminded me of a story for me. This is probably when I was I think I was like 6 years old when this happened. I was at the Galveston beach, and the undertow was pretty bad, like the current.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go out far enough, it would push you all the way to the right. And so like the first time I went out there, I was in the water for maybe 20 minutes, and I heard my mom calling for me on the shore. And I was looking up trying to find her, and she was, maybe like a quarter mile down this way.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, dang. So, I ran back there. She said, hey, don't go up too far because the current will take you far. I was like, okay, yeah,
As
cool.
a child, that's like the most ignored warning of all time.
Yeah, yeah.
I've done.
I
this
went
before.
I've gone
'Cause
out
it's-
pretty far, but I did I got a sense that I was like, I should start heading back. Like,
I had to
I'm
get straight
very
up
far
rescued by my dad once. I was on like a tire inflatable, and my dad had to like swim out and rescue me because I was
Damn.
like, oh shit! Like I was like 100 yards offshore.
Yeah.
out. Shit.
Anyway, sorry.
So, like, after a couple of hours, I went back out there. I was just doing my own thing, swimming around. I had, like, goggles. I don't know
Yeah.
why, because you can't see in the Galveston water because it's so murky. And I was out there for probably an hour. And then, I come out from under the water. I'm looking around. I'm far as hell from the shore. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Also, it always pushes you like to the left or right.
Yeah, and I was like, man, I got to get back. I spent probably 45 minutes just swimming back. That's how far.
45?
Probably 40. Well, I know I was 6. Maybe 15 to 30 minutes. Okay. It felt like I thought I was gonna die. 'Cause, like,
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
couldn't swim, and it was so cold.
Damn.
That's how far I was. It was like freezing cold in the water, and I was just trying to get back. And so I get back to the shore. I walked to like where my parents were set up, and it was like a flag and then two chairs.
Yeah.
And I guess they're out in the water too. So I sat down for a bit, and then I noticed it was a different cooler than ours. And I was like, huh? And then I looked out into the water. I didn't see my parents or anybody that I was with. And I was like, oh, I must have gotten like pushed to the right some. So I was kind of looking around, deciding if I should walk back to the left or to the right. And I was like, okay, I'll just I think I was over there, so I'm gonna walk this way.
You could have just gone in the water and see which way the current would push you.
I was 6 years old. Get off my
Okay,
back.
that's true. That's
So,
true.
I spent. This is where it gets crazy. I spent 2.5 hours walking in the same direction, and after
2.5 hours?
2.5 hours, I
Good
was
God.
sunburnt, and I was just walking, and I was like, dude, I must have gotten pushed real
Also,
far
your
away.
Calves, your calves must have been fucking dead.
And, like,
Walking in the beach.
And I don't know what caused me to do it, but at some point, I just started kicking everyone's sandcastles that they had built.
Just
They'd
out
be
of
like these huge.
frustration.
They'd be like these huge monstrosities. Not monstrosities. They're like these huge, elegant, like
Works
castle
of art.
with moats. And I'd come over and just kick this shit out of it. And it just goes everywhere, and I just keep walking. After about 2.5 hours, one of the I don't know if they're lifeguards, but the guys that have the jeeps and they
Beach guys.
the beach guys. They finally found me, and they were like freaking out because I was lost. I ended up getting the ride.
How did
with
they
some Jeep.
tell it was you?
Look
Probably
for a
because I was a sad
6-year-old.
kid kicking sandcastles over 2.5
They
hours.
said, hey, are you lost?
Are you Jay?
No, what would have been awesome is if they treated you like Collin and were just like, all right.
So hey, your mom's looking for you. She's 4 hours back that way. See you later.
No,
Yeah,
no, he does a peel out and shoots sand into your face. And it's... Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's my story about how I got lost at the Galveston beach and like destroyed hundreds of sandcastles.
I love all of you have so many like near death experiences and stuff like that, or at least like you
man.
get pretty badly injured a lot.
Yeah, it's bad luck, dude.
Like when at my 8th grade end of the school year party, where you were just like, I'm going to run and jump into the pool.
I wasn't even, dude. I basically just took a step. That's all
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did, and I was like, fuck.
So there was like a little jet on this shelf that we had that's supposed to get sand off of the shelf, like it's so nothing will build up. And you just like dipped your toe. You dipped your toe into that and just like tried to keep walking.
Like de-sleeve my toe.
Yeah, you
I
got
saw
gloved.
that, yeah.
But no, like here's the thing: is you just turned to me, you were like, "Hey, Collin, can you get a towel?" And I was like, "Oh, why?" And you were like,
It was more like Collin, please get me a towel.
Well, no,
and you were like, why?
It was a slow build up. Like it was like, Collin, can you get me like okay, maybe not chill, but you're like, Collin, get me a towel. It's like, why do you need a towel? You were like, get me a towel right now. And I was like, dude, why? You're just standing there. Why do you need a towel?
I'm like looking down, and like there's this huge pool of blood just a mounting.
And then
I'm just
finally,
like, "Come give me a towel."
you're just like, look at my fucking foot. And I was like, oh my god. And I like ran in and got you a towel. And then my mom said she like called your parents and she was like, your son, his like toe is about to fall off. And they were like, oh, that happens all the time. Like that one night,
not again.
with that one night where we were doing parkour. And you were like, no, Collin, this is how you do it. And you tried to like jump up like
And
a
I,
little
I didn't
sign.
even jump too. That's the thing. I legit just kneed the hell out of the wall. I was like, oh.
And you were just like, oh, guys, I'm going to have to go to the hospital.
some
we, were
stitches
like,
in my shed.
we were like, why? And then like you were like,
It
because
was like this huge lump. It was like, this is like my leg, and it went like.
Yeah, no, just, it was like an egg.
Dude, it was.
Oh gosh, that was. And then my dog died that night too.
Yeah,
Jeez.
That
It was
a bad
supposed to be
night.
the three of us were hanging out the first night of spring break.
We're gonna have a
You
good
go-
night, guys.
You go to the hospital, and then your dad just walks up and he's like, "Hey, Collin, you need to leave." And I was like, "Why?" And he was like, "Your parents want you." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
He drives me over there, and the whole time he's like pretty somber, which isn't your dad's usual tone. Your dad's usual tone is just kind of like, I don't. It's hard. Your dad's kind of weird, but like
he's got different modes.
but like, it's just kind of like, "Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Stan Cromartie." Like,
Yeah.
like that usually.
Yeah.
And so he's like he's super somber and stuff like that. I'm like, "What's going on?" And I get there, and like, you know, I'm like 13 or 14. My mom's like, "Yeah, Trevi got hit by a car," and I was like, "Well, fine." I just like started crying,
Yeah, no.
as one does when their favorite dog gets hit by a car.
Yeah, I think my mom told me they were like, yeah, Colin's dog died, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That was my exact reaction.
My that was really sad. My other dog dying was not as sad. My dog Donnie was just a crazy motherfucker, and one day he jumped out of a car going 70 miles an hour, and I was like, he died young, but he went out how he would have wanted to go. Damn it! Like,
That's
Oh my god.
That's why I get uncomfortable when people allow their dogs to just like look out the
we were
window,
like on
like
the highway,
with
and
their window all the way down. It's like,
we were on the highway, and my stepmom was just like, "Oh, roll the windows down. He'll like it." And he's just like, "Yeet!" Like just jumped out. And like this dog, he was a Boston Terrier. He was athletic as shit, and he would just do crazy shit all the time. So like,
you want to talk about crackhead?
yeah, this dog was the embodiment of a crackhead. Also, he would like sit on couches like a person. Like he'd sit on his butt and like with his paws up in front of him. It was really weird. He was just a crackhead dog, and he went out in style, man. Like I was sad at first, and then I was like, "Fuck, man."
That's
like,
rad.
That's how he needed to go.
Mini Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Little guitar solo.
Anyways, off of dogs dying,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah.
Shit.
Are there any other like times where Like, do you have any other like crazy stories about shit that happened to you when you had to go to the hospital, or just like?
As in, when I'm at the hospital, or just stuff that caused
when you're
me?
at the hospital too. I mean,
yeah. Let's see, the most recent one. I haven't been in a while. I'm kind of going on a good
I think
streak.
you passed it to me. I've been to the ER like 4 times recently.
Yeah, you'll pass it back eventually.
Okay. Here, I'm giving it back to you now.
I don't want to touch it. My medical insurance is too high.
Anyways,
this was at the. It's not the Houston Methodist Hospital. It's the one over there by NASA. It's the Methodist Hospital.
oh yeah. That's where I got my shoulder surgery.
Mm-hmm. And since I was there for pretty much 2 days, this was that pilonidal cyst that was causing nerve damage in my feet. And I came to the theory that when you're at this hospital, there's several different types of doctors, and they all have different types of scrub caps.
Yeah.
Or medical do-rags, if you prefer to call it that.
Medical do-rag.
That's what I call them.
I'm with it.
And there's either solid colors, either green or blue, purple, and then every now and then you'll see someone with a tie-dye. It's just like vibrant colors.
Yeah.
And I came to the theory that that these doctors with the tie-dye medical do-rags are the ones that are the most sleep-deprived because they're insane. It first started when I was getting blood work done. You know, I went into this like small room. It was like the size of a closet. There was barely enough room for me and this other dude who was drawing my blood. And I was sitting down. He had this tie-dye medical do-rag.
Yeah.
And he started drawing my blood and talking about the type of anesthesia that's going to be going on and the side effects of it. And he's just making small talk. And then at one point he looks at me and he goes, "Yeah, you're a big guy. You're probably going to beat the shit out of some nurse someday." One day. And I was like, what?
Oh, I've done that.
And he was like, "Yeah,
Beat the shit out of a nurse?
Apparently when I was waking up from my surgery,
Yeah.
I decked a nurse in the face.
Yeah, a lot of big guys when they wake, because the anesthesia is such a high dosage that when you wake up, you kind of have like a fit of an anger, and you'll just hit the first person that you see.
Like I just remember coming
what
to.
What causes that?
I couldn't see clearly. Everything was blurry. Like I really couldn't see anything, but I was just like coming to, and I could tell someone was like trying to touch me, and so I just go, pop, like, and apparently I just decked a nurse, and they had to restrain me.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And then there's stories of people that'll just get out of their beds and start fighting people that are coming up to them.
Yeah, I wasn't aware enough to do that.
Yeah.
Also, it was with my left arm, so I freaked out because they did a nerve pinch on my right arm because I was getting it on my right shoulder. So they did a nerve pinch so I wouldn't feel anything. So I think I woke up and I was freaked out. I couldn't move my right arm, so I was just like, "Oh shit!" And decked the nurse in the face. I mean, I didn't even know I did it
Gotcha,
until
bitch.
my parents were like, "Yeah, you punched a nurse, Collin." I was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
Sorry.
Did you feel
No.
bad though? Like that was the
felt-
main thing I was worried about. Like
I felt bad when I learned about it, but also like the nurse was fine.
Okay.
She was fine, bro. Nah, I'm just.
But yeah, sorry.
Is
Go
that
on.
only
Or-
bigger people?
It's more prominent in larger people because they have to use a higher dosage.
What causes that to happen? Like,
I don't
what
know.
causes
I'm
you to
thinking
be
maybe
pissed?
it's something to do with like the testosterone.
I can
And
say
some-
that I was just freaked out because like I was coming to.
Have you ever gone under
No.
anesthesia?
Yeah.
It's
Or
legit.
yeah, I have, but it was a long time ago.
It's legit. Like you're awake, you blink, and you're awake again, and like
Mhm.
8 hours later, you're just sitting in a room. You know? Unless like you're waking up during the
It's
surgery.
not like real sleep.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
You ever had that moment where you're kind of doing something, and then for a second you stop and you go, "What am I doing?"
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's like.
Damn.
except you come back super groggy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But no, I have some. So I did some funny stuff when I was under, or like when I was either about to go under or like under. So like, I had an Android, and with Android you can send like timed texts. So I sent a text to my mom that was scheduled like midway through my surgery, and I was like, and it said like, "Mom, this hurts. I don't want to be here anymore. Please help me." And so
Oh
she
my
got it
gosh.
in the middle of my surgery
demented.
and started freaking out. Like she was like, "Oh, we're not together." And then my dad was like, "No." He said it's a time text. My dad was the one that gave me the idea to do it.
Damn.
And also while they were wheeling me into my surgery, like right before I was about to go into the room, like I grabbed my dad like by the shoulder. I was like, "Dad, before I leave, there's something I need to tell you." And like everyone's like, "Oh, okay, what is this?" And I look at him and I was like, "Dad, I need you to know, I live my life by 3 principles." And he's like, "Okay." I was like, "Those principles are life, liberty, and the pursuit of booty." And then right before I go in, and they said like they just stood there for like 45 seconds just like losing their shit.
Okay.
Wow. I'm speechless. Like, just
Yeah.
I think I would have sent a text that's like, "Hey mom, what's up? Like, can I get something to eat?"
So,
or
yo,
something
yeah,
like that.
You're like, "Yo, mom, grandma loves me up here, man. She makes some good food."
She makes some good food.
These angel wings are dope.
All right. Well, shit.
But yeah.
I think I'm about ready to end it, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
To end your life, Trey,
No,
there's
but-
so much worth living for.
We gotta go
Podcast,
camping
man.
first.
Yeah. We gotta go
Uh,
camping, then kill
If y'all wanted to go camping, or we can go White River rapiding, and we can just bring tents and stuff. That's what I did for my brother's bachelor party.
Fuck
So-
yeah,
That
I'm
was
down.
fun.
Let's
You
You
went
can, you
down-
can like float the river and stuff.
Went down. I'm down for that. Although I'm also kind of down to just like stay in one place.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
fine. I'm down for either or. If you don't
Like-
want to get wet and stuff.
Enchanted Rock or Colorado.
Yeah, I'm allergic to
Bend.
water. I can't swim.
That's a thing. People are allergic to
Yeah.
water.
But that's like me. Like, I'm allergic to water.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I gave you water right before this.
No, I can drink it. I just can't like be in it. You know?
I just can't really like touch it.
Like, I don't take showers.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
I'm all good. I smell great. I smell great. I just lather myself in deodorant every inch of my body. I just deodorize.
I bathe in Collin.
I bathe in Axe body spray.
Ooh.
But rate the podcast 5 stars on iTunes.
Yeah, no, give us that 5-star rating. Subscribe. Like this video on YouTube.
Jake, can you say that, please? Can you
Shameless
tell them
plug,
to rate
yeah.
it 5 stars, please?
Let's hear it from you.
Smash that like button.
Number of 5 stars.
Remember to hit the bell next to the subscribe button.
Yeah, for real, so you can be notified
And
for all of our future releases.
follow us on Patreon.
Yeah.
Cash App. Send us the money.
Give us money.
I think that's it. Don't be
Yeah.
greedy.
5 stars on iTunes. It really helps, though. But yeah,
Thanks for listening.
thanks for listening, and thanks for coming on, Jake.
Not a problem, man. Thanks for having me.
All right.
All right.
Y'all have a good day. Bye.